That's snow art up on Go-Go Line in honor of the Sugarloaf Charity Summit. Today is the big day here at Sugarloaf. Over the years, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars have been raised to help find a cure for cancer, and by Jove, if it isn't actually helping, which is a wonderful thing. And one of the key leaders of the fundraiser here at Sugarloaf, the Charity Summit, is Senator Angus King. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning.
Again.
Always a pleasure.
You are the honorary chairman of the board, or how's that work?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You and Seth.
Exactly.
Right.
And Mary. Mary's in it too.
Right. Well, thank you for what you bring to the table by being involved. Why do you stay
involved?
involved?
One of the things, I got to tell you, one of the things we brought this year that's going to be auctioned tonight is a flag, American flag, that was flown over the U.S. Capitol.
Oh.
So that's pretty special.
That's really,
Yeah.
How'd you manage to pull that off?
Well, don't ask.
Okay. My lips are sealed. But
anyway, and we've got a certificate and everything that was flown over the U.S. Capitol in December.
That's really cool.
And so it's a pretty nice thing. There are lots of wonderful things.
That's quite a unique contribution. Nobody else could come up with that one. I got to hand it to you. Why have you been involved for so long?
Well, of course, I've been at Sugarloaf for almost 20 years, but I had cancer, Nadine, when I was a young man in my late 20s, and it just, it so just dramatically changes your life. And I guarantee there's no one watching us now who hasn't had a brush with it in some way, a relative, mother, sister, brother, friend, and it's just an awful, awful disease. And I think we're really making some progress. I mean, people are now surviving that wouldn't have a few years ago. And I just feel, I was blessed. I had a thing called malignant melanoma, and it was caught in a routine physical, which is, by the way, one of the reasons I feel so strongly about people having health insurance, because if I hadn't had it, I'd be gone.
Right.
And it was all about getting the treatment in time. And so, I feel like I owe something.
That's one of those insidious ones that can take you before you even know anything's really wrong.
That's right.
With you.
Usually by the time you know it, you have it, it's too late.
Right.
It's very fast, and it's really a question of catching it on time. I had a little checkup. The doctor said, I don't like the looks of that thing, that mole on your back. And the next thing I knew, I got a big whack out of my back. Hey,
that's okay to keep you around.
My shoulder is still numb after 40 years.
We all thank your doctor. Thank you very much for keeping you around.
But when you have an experience like that and you come through it, you say, I gotta give back a bit.
Right.
So I've always been supportive of these kinds of things, and I remember skiing with Jim Lawnborg up here when we were first getting this thing started. I couldn't believe a guy could beat you by 50 yards in a 250-yard race. I mean, that was pretty bad.
Wait a minute, he's a baseball player. He's
I know, but
skier.
he's an athlete, man. He's an athlete. I made it though. I made it down.
Right.
Finishing is the important thing.
As far as we know, we think there still might be some tickets available for tonight, so we want to encourage anybody, if you haven't bought a ticket yet, to go to guest services and find out. We think there might be a few tickets left.
Absolutely, not too many. It's usually sold out. I think it probably will be by noon, but it is a wonderful, fun community event. It's pure Sugarloaf. It's the small town of people from all over.
It's totally the social event of the winter, absolutely.
Yeah, I may even put on clean jeans. I don't know.
Don't go too rad on us. Now, for the fundraiser tonight, there's an auction.
Right.
There's also a silent auction throughout the day.
Yep.
That's over in the Base Lodge.
Yeah, I think that's going to open up around noon, I think, for 2 or 3 hours, or maybe 3. But anyway, in the afternoon in the Base Lodge.
Right. So everybody should stop by and check that out.
Yeah, really cool stuff in the silent auction, and then the live auction at the dinner. And they have a really nice little ceremony every year. Meredith Burgess usually leads it, where she asks everybody in the audience who's a survivor to come up. And people come that you say, geez, I didn't know that. Right. And it's very moving.
Very moving.
Yeah,
very
sure
moving.
is.